Have you ever paused to wonder, could something as simple as the shape of your index finger hold the key to unlocking your spiritual purpose? It might sound strange, even impossible, yet ancient teachings suggest that our physical form is a reflection of the unseen forces guiding us. What if every curve, every line, every slight bend in your finger is more than just anatomy? What if it's a clue, a subtle map of your inner world, a signpost pointing to your soul's path? Our hands, fingers, and even the way we point can reveal hidden truths about who we are, what we seek, and where we're headed in life. In fact, many cultures believe that every part of our body tells a story, one that can offer us guidance on our personal journey. And it's not just about physical appearance, it's about the energy we carry, the way we interact with the world, and the purpose we're meant to fulfill. Your index finger, as simple as it may seem, is more than just a tool for pointing. It could be pointing you toward your true path. Today, we'll explore how the unique shape of your index finger could be more than just a physical trait. Whether it's straight, curved, or held at an angle, your finger might be pointing not just at the world around you, but at your true spiritual calling. By examining the different forms and their symbolic meanings, we can unlock a deeper understanding of how our physical features align with our inner purpose. So take a moment to look at your hand and ask yourself, what could the shape of my index finger reveal about my life's direction? Let's dive into this fascinating journey together. The first shape we'll explore is the inward curved index finger. At first glance, it might seem like just a subtle bend, but in spiritual practices, this curvature can tell a much deeper story. If your index finger curves inward, it's often seen as a symbol of introspection and inner reflection. This person may naturally gravitate towards self-analysis and a deep desire to understand themselves at a core level. In many ways, this shape represents someone who looks inward for answers. Instead of seeking external validation or approval, they are driven by an inner compass that guides their journey. For them, the path to spiritual fulfillment often involves the exploration of their own psyche, delving into their emotions, thoughts, and desires to find clarity and balance. This type of individual may find peace and solitude in quiet moments of meditation or contemplation as they seek to connect with their true self. Their spiritual purpose is often tied to profound self-discovery and the pursuit of inner harmony. This inward curve can symbolize a soul on a journey of deep healing, someone who is drawn to the quiet work of personal transformation. So if your index finger bends inward, it's not just a physical trait, it could be pointing you toward your spiritual purpose, to explore the depths of your own soul, to seek the wisdom that lies within, and to find balance in the stillness of your own heart. Now let's move on to the straight index finger, the symbol of clarity, decisiveness, and natural leadership. If your index finger is perfectly straight, it often reflects a person with a strong sense of direction and purpose. This individual is likely someone who isn't afraid to take charge, step up, and lead others toward a common goal. The straight index finger is often associated with those who possess an innate ability to influence and inspire others. They are natural guides, whether in their personal lives or in larger, more public spheres. This type of person often feels a deep sense of responsibility to help others find their way, and they may be drawn to leadership roles or positions where their influence can shape the course of events. Spiritually, those with a straight index finger are often destined for a purpose that involves guiding others on their own journeys. They are seekers of greater spiritual truths, driven by a desire to achieve not only personal growth, but to help elevate the collective consciousness. Their spiritual path may be about becoming a beacon of light for others, whether through teaching, mentoring, or simply by setting an example of strength and purpose. If your index finger is straight, it may be a sign that your spiritual calling is tied to leadership, to paving the way for others, and to reaching for high, often lofty spiritual goals. You're someone who is not content with the ordinary. You are meant to aim high and guide others as you pursue your deeper purpose in life. Next, let's explore the outward curved index finger, a shape that often signifies freedom, creativity, and a strong sense of independence. If your index finger bends outward, it's a reflection of someone who is naturally inclined to break free from convention, explore new ideas, and challenge the status quo. This type of individual is often filled with a sense of adventure and a desire to express themselves in unique and innovative ways. Whether through art, music, or unconventional thinking, people with this type of index finger may feel an irresistible pull toward creative expression. They are not content with simply following the crowd. They are driven by the urge to carve their own path and explore new horizons. Spiritually, those with an outward curved index finger may have a purpose that involves challenging societal norms and encouraging others to do the same. Their journey is often one of personal liberation, where the need for self-expression takes precedence over fitting in or conforming to traditional expectations. They may be drawn to artistic endeavors or any work that allows them to push boundaries and redefine what is possible. If your index finger curves outward, it could be a sign that your spiritual purpose is tied to creative exploration, self-expression, and the breaking of societal molds. You may be here to inspire others to think outside the box, to challenge limitations, and to embrace the freedom of following your own unique vision. Now let's take a closer look at the long index finger, a shape that speaks volumes about confidence, ambition, and the desire to reach for the stars. If your index finger is longer than the rest of your fingers, it often symbolizes a person who is not afraid to set high goals and relentlessly pursue them. This individual is driven by a deep sense of self-assurance and a desire to conquer whatever challenges come their way. People with long index fingers are often natural leaders, but not just in the traditional sense. Their leadership is rooted in their ability to inspire others to dream big and believe in themselves. They are visionaries who see potential where others may not, and they have an innate ability to push past their own limitations, striving for greatness in all that they do. Spiritually, those with a long index finger may find their purpose in transcending boundaries and achieving remarkable feats. They are often drawn to paths that require great effort and perseverance, whether in personal growth, career, or even spiritual development. Their spiritual journey involves not only breaking through their own barriers, but also helping others tap into their untapped potential and find the courage to reach for their own dreams. If your index finger is long, it may be a sign that your spiritual path is about overcoming obstacles, breaking through limits, and inspiring others to do the same. You are meant to lead by example, to achieve greatness, and to help others realize their true potential, both in the material world and in their spiritual lives. At this point, we've explored the different shapes of the index finger and their symbolic meanings. But now, let's take a deeper look. Beyond just the physical form of the finger, there's a greater, more profound message it carries. The index finger is a universal symbol of direction. How we point, how we lead, and where we direct our energy can reveal much about our spiritual journey. The way we point to the world reflects how we are pointing towards our own inner truth, regardless of its shape. Curved, inward, straight, outward, or long, the index finger always has one common purpose. It directs us. And this direction is not just about the physical world. It's about the path we choose for our spiritual growth. Each form of the finger can show us something deeper about how we are living our truth and fulfilling our purpose. So ask yourself, how are you pointing to the world around you? Is your finger directing you towards a personal growth, to guiding others, to creative expression, or perhaps to breaking through your own limits? Whatever shape your finger takes, it is an invitation to reflect on the energy you're putting out into the world. What your finger reveals is not just about you, it's about your mission, your journey, and the way you interact with the universe. Each of us has a purpose, an energy we are meant to channel, a mission we are here to fulfill. As you reflect on the shape of your finger, consider how it aligns with your actions and choices. Does it resonate with the life you are living? Or is it calling you to change direction, to align more closely with your spiritual truth? In the end, the index finger is a spiritual compass, guiding you toward a more fulfilling, purposeful life. Now, let's dive deeper. As we move through life, our index finger not only holds symbolic meaning, but it can also transform, just like we do. As our spiritual purposes evolve over time, the very shape of our index finger can reflect these changes and show us how we align with the flow of life. The shape of the index finger, in many cases, mirrors our inner journey. In the early stages of life, when we are still shaping our identity, our index finger might appear rigid and firm, ready to point outward and seek answers externally. This stage may symbolize a time of exploration, a time when we are actively engaging with the world, searching for our place and trying to make sense of our surroundings. The straight finger, in this case, reflects our desire to assert ourselves, take charge, and lead with clarity. We may feel a need to influence others, to carve out our path in the world, or to establish ourselves with strong, visible goals. As we mature spiritually, the once rigid finger may soften, curving inward. This shift could represent a more introspective approach to life, where our purpose becomes less about leading others and more about understanding ourselves. It's not unusual for people to notice that as they grow older or after experiencing a life-changing events, their sense of direction may change. The same finger that once pointed outward might now be inward, reflecting a journey of self-discovery. Such transformations in the finger's shape can also be seen when a person undergoes significant spiritual awakening. A person who has spent years seeking external validation or striving for material success might, at some point, feel a deep inner calling to look within. Their index finger, which once pointed to the world with great ambition, could gradually shift to a more inward position, reflecting a desire for spiritual growth, introspection, and connection with the higher self. This change in the physical form of the finger is not merely an anatomical shift. It can symbolize a realignment of their life's mission in their inner world. If you've ever noticed subtle changes in the way you hold or point your finger throughout your life, it might be worth reflecting on how these changes align with the evolution of your inner purpose. As we age, our spiritual journey often shifts. What once felt like a call for outward action might later become a call to turn inward, to seek peace and understanding within. These changes in our finger's shape reflect the natural ebb and flow of our spiritual growth. As you reflect on its shape and the way it points, ask yourself, where is my finger pointing spiritually? Is it guiding you towards self-discovery, leadership, or creative expression? Or perhaps it's inviting you to break through limitations and explore new possibilities. Take a moment to look at your finger and reflect on its direction. Consider how it aligns with your current path and whether there are any changes or adjustments you need to make to better fulfill your spiritual purpose. Ultimately, the index finger is a reminder that the direction we point in life is a choice, one that reflects the energy and intentions we put into the world. Let it be a guide, helping you align more closely with your true self and your higher purpose. Thank you for joining me in this exploration today. Take this opportunity to meditate on the message your finger carries and allow it to inspire the next steps on your spiritual journey.